I have to apologize. I have not recorded in a while, but I kept playing. The reason is I had a personal tragedy in my life, and this is one of the ways that I've been coping. I'm going to get back into recording because I think that'll help with my coping. Maybe at some point I'll explain what happened. But I need to go through with a tour here and get everybody up to speed. That's could be watching. So far, nobody's really watching, but we'll see. Let me get my workers going so that I don't lose too much time. So, the strategy is this. Everybody, if you've been playing along or following along, uh, you know that I'm going to complete all of the stuff on the board, the optional stuff, and get $10 million in the bank. So the strategy I'm using right now is sorghum. It is on the list. We'll pop over there. Okay. So, you look, we got wheat, oats, barley, canola, sorghum, soybeans, corn, sunflowers, potatoes, milk, titanium ore, liquid oxygen, and methane. Methane. Got 10,000 trees, 20 large beehives, 500 cows, 750 chickens, 350 sheep, 400 porkies. So, I don't need sorghum in any of my productions as far as making feed and that sort of thing. So, I'm trying to grow the sorghum, get my 800K, get it out of the way. Then I'll move on to probably soybeans or something like that, something that's not in many of my productions. As you can look so far, I've already gotten quite a bit. And I love this, really, I do. I love this screen. But I was needing some more precise numbers, and I can go into the menu and find those. Where is it? Not on that side, on this one. I can go here and find out that number too. But if I'm on the ground, I might not want to pull the menu up. So I put in one of these boards. That tells me exactly what I got in there. The barley, I'm not sure how it ended up in there, but it is. And liquid oxygen, I have to remove that every so often from one of my productions or it clogs everything up. I'll get to that in a little while. Where was I? Oh, I'm getting my workers going again. This guy here is harvesting sorghum. I have several sorghum fields. I don't know if I'll get to 800,000 this year, but we'll try. Uh, right now, I believe I'm working on year 12. Remember, yep, 12. Remember, 13 is not accurate. Well, it is, but you start in August, so you don't get a full year, so I'm not counting it. So I'm actually on year 12. And if you remember, I'm going January to January, so I don't buy anything from any other time except in January. I don't sell anything any other time except in January. So, anyway, and working on trees a little bit. Here's my tree setup. I'll get into that a little bit more later. North far, this is the top liner. Let's get that sucker rolling. Where is he? There we go. There we go. All right, so right now we're in the midst of harvesting sorghum. As you can see, I've got quite a bit of it in. Just don't know. Sorghum is it's a tough one. Potatoes produce a large volume, but you don't have to raise as many crops of it. But sorghum doesn't produce the amount per acre that you would get out of another one. It just doesn't. I had all these fields planted the last year, and all it got me was that number right there. Actually less than that, because I've unloaded a load since then. It got me about 320,000 liters. So you see now why I want to get it out of the way. Some of these other crops that I'll have to complete this challenge, like wheat, barley, corn, or something like that. If I need to throw acreage at it, I can throw acreage at it. You see, I got some potatoes left over from my contract. I can throw acreage at it and get it done. So anyhow, that's the strategy there. Let me go back and explain some more stuff here. Right now, we're only grazing wheat, barley, corn, sunflowers, soybeans, sorghum, and grass. Shows you there what's ready to harvest. Grass ready to harvest. Sorghum is ready to harvest. The sorghum harvest is going to take a while. We should be able to take care of the grass harvest by itself. There's another little wrinkle to the grass harvest I'll get into here in a little bit. Oh boy, when that thing picked up bales, it kind of drove everywhere, didn't it? Let's see. What else we got? Here's my precision farming information that we got going. This was the last field I bought. And honestly, when I planted it, I wasn't paying attention, I guess, and didn't get enough fertilizer on it. But hey, it'll do a little bit. I mean, didn't get lime on it. You can see, wow, my grass really needs some fertilizer. Here's our yield numbers, and we're doing pretty good in places. Not all that great in others. The plan right now, this is all trees still. I couldn't afford to buy it, but in fact, we'll just go over there. Let me go back up. Over here, you got soy mix, the sawmill. Oh, that's the cell wood. Wow, it's got some stuff already over here. I wonder if this is. You can't pick that up, I bet. You can take out the wood chips there. You can buy this sawmill. Oh, that's the help menu. Thought you could buy this sawmill. Yep. And you can buy it for $100K. Didn't have the money. You'll see what I do with it. But anyway, what the plan is cut the trees down. Jeez Louise, I got piles of rocks everywhere. Cut the trees down, turn that into one big, huge field. And I hate to waste the trees. In fact, I was going to just chip it, turn it all into wood chips. So there's a mod called Tree Devourer. A lot of you probably heard of it. It's in 25 and 22. That's not my stuff. Where's my stuff? Ooh, don't want to sell it. So I got it intending to do wood chips. Evidently, there's something on the map not allowing it to work, or I'm doing something wrong. I was in the midst of not paying much attention the last time I tried it, so haven't tried it again, but I will. It could be that I did something wrong, but I'll fix that. Anyway, you turn this into a large field and it'll start producing whatever we need. Hopefully, and we got roughly 8 growing seasons left. Hopefully we can get everything in here. I don't know. I planned the best I could. If they're good enough, if they put out one of these maps for 25, I'll probably repeat this challenge. I've learned a few things about what I need to do, what works, what doesn't work, that sort of thing. Anyway, so the main reason I don't have any of the other stuff but the sorghum on there is I'm having to use a lot of it to get my feed production going. I'm not sure this was on my last video, but I had my outdoor animal pens all going, and I was finally able to. I'll go back to that to show you all that later. What is this? This thing is full already? Oh man, maybe this is producing for a change. Alright, I need to get this going. What the crap? There ain't no way that drove over to do that. I don't know what this guy's doing. Unload combine. I'm using course play because it just makes everything easier. I would use what's the other one, but I don't really need it. The map makers did a good job with the AI driving spine, so I really don't need to use for the auto drive. But I use course play simply because I'm doing this alone, and so I'm basically farming this whole map, and if I had to do it all manually, then this challenge would be nearly impossible without. I mean, well, it'd take a year of real time. It's going to take me like 4 or 5 months. I do have a regular job, but I just kind of do this in the evenings or at times whenever I need to unwind. One of my friends asked me, I told them what I was doing, and I don't know if they're watching anything yet, but when I was doing it on the old Farm Simulator, I said, well, Farm Simulator 25's got some bugs, and there's some mods I want to get rolling, so I'll probably do a 25 after this one. Haven't decided which map. I may do Silver Run, and I may do something along the lines on that map of buying everything on the map. Every production and everything, building the roller coaster, boats, you name it, and starting from scratch, just like this one, without anything. Maybe start with a little bit of money. I've been playing some 25 on the Xbox, and there are a lot of things I like about it. There are a few things I don't. But the thing is mods and they're fixing stuff all the time. I think there are some people that are streamers on YouTube or content creators on YouTube which aren't playing 25 on the what used to be console players. They're playing on the PC simply because it's kind of buggy. I play on the Xbox. I have a few render issues, but I changed a couple of settings and it played okay. I played that also some while I was away, but I also played this one as well, just so I could get to a point to where I get this wound up and start on something new. I haven't really told anybody much about the channel yet, so that's why there aren't a lot of people watching or anybody watching so far. And there probably won't be a lot, but I'm basically just trying to learn how to create good quality content. And then at some point I'll get along to worrying about people watching the videos. Right now I'm not even sweating it. I got a few things I'm working on today. What time is it? It's still just 9:30 in the morning. Got to do all the harvesting. Let's check the map. Check the calendar. I need to plant canola. Let's figure out what kind of canola we need. I might as well go through this while I'm here. If you've been watching along, you know that I've been I ground cotton for almost a decade so I could buy all the map. So now I'm not raising cotton anymore. The wool's coming from my sheep, and I'll show everybody those in a minute. These are all my productions. I haven't turned the grain mill on, even though I got product in there. The main reason I haven't turned the grain mill on and started making flour is sorghum flour 150. Oh. Wow, oats is the one to do for flour. 150 oats each 188 flour. I have to remember that. I haven't turned that on because one of my rules is I'm only selling once a year, and it's got to be some kind of processed product. I'm not selling bulk stuff. I'm going to call flour bulk. And what I'm going to do is when I go back around next time, I'll buy a bakery, and we'll start baking cakes and bread and stuff. And that's when I'll turn it on and use up that kind of stuff. My power plant, I had an electricity shortage. So the power plant, we are making electricity. I had excess of hay from before my animal numbers started creeping up. So I burnt hay for a while. Now I got a lot of straw, and I'll show you all that. I don't turn the oxygen filter on until we get at least halfway. The reason is you get charged. Well, it says that you don't, but you get charged for this kind of stuff. This spinner here is making clothes still. Fuel refinery depot here. This is the beginning of the productions to make the $10 million. This map, you make motherboards and you ship them to Earth, and you get roughly 30,000 per 1,000 liters. $30,000 per pallet, essentially. But you have to mine the stones. You got to process them, and doing all that stuff takes a lot of different items. We're not buying almost anything from the last time I was at January. That'll be the last time I buy anything like seeds, fertilizer, lime, or anything like that, because I have productions now set up to where I can produce all this on my own. I've been producing diesel ever since probably year 2. So I've got 2 fuel refineries on this one, and the reason is I've got a water shortage, and it's limited my production. So what I basically do is I make biodiesel, and the biodiesel uses canola, soybeans, sunflowers, and electricity, and it makes 800 gallons of diesel fuel. Then you take the diesel fuel and use it to make methane. When you make methane, it produces methane, and the side effect is some water, which is a little bit better than nothing. Then, I need to undo that one. Then you use the methane and put it with your stones and electricity, and that extracts water. And as you can see, I don't have a lot. Another thing about productions on this map, I think, and the map makers, if you watch this, you can chime in. I'm running 3 productions on 1 fuel refinery. That means that I'm getting a third out of each one of these as far as I can tell. So right now I'm highlighted the water from stone says 192. would be the production rate on it. That would be only if it was running by itself without these other two enabled. So I've got all three of these running, so a third of that's going to be roughly 64 cycles. So the most water is going to make 6,000 and something. But I'm also going to make methane at the same time and diesel. All that together. All right, anyway, that gets you started. There's the other spinnery. This one here is basically decommissioned. I don't know how to get the electricity out of it, but I'll sell these off next January, and then that way that hopefully the electricity won't screw me up, and I'll just take a loss on that little bit of fabric and that little bit of clothes. I'll probably wonder if I change that to distributing, it might get rid of it. All right, now here's my line production. Oh wow, we're working. That's going to be full in a minute. Here's the line production. You put rocks in here. They come out over there. I use the elevator because it's easier loading. This is my seeds production. I have used elevators in the front and the back on these and pretty much automated it to where it would generate lime and seeds just constantly. And I'll probably do something with these here in a little bit to get them running again. Both of them are maxed out. If I think my lime, there's no more to go, so I need to. If I'm going to do anything with that, I need to free up some room. Same thing with the wheat and seeds. All right, here's your stone processing. Stone processing plant. And as you can see here, stone processing takes electricity. And we got electricity there. For a while, I got to fight electricity. But over here, you got a side product of liquid oxygen. Now, you can sell liquid oxygen, but it's one of the requirements for completing the challenge. So I'm not selling it yet. The problem is I don't have anything but my little 5,000 liter Toyota. So I have to make 2 or 3 trips to the train station every day to keep the liquid oxygen and keep this part running. And so that's kind of a pain, but I also will fix that at the next January when I can buy some more stuff. In the meantime, I make the trip 2-3 times per day. I'll show you all that in a minute. Once you get the depleted Martian stone going, the good news is by doing this, you also generate methane, so you get more methane. We need methane as well, but I'm not ready to start taking it over there. I need methane to keep some of these productions running. All right, the next place the depleted Martian stone goes over here to the sluice. And what the sluice does, it separates it into magnesium ore, titanium ore, and silicone. And right now, this thing is not running. Why is that, you ask? I have no water. Since we're producing our own water on this planet, I got to produce the water. And as you saw from where I went through before, it's coming from the fuel refinery depots. And so it takes a while to build up. And whenever you're running it at the rate that I'm running it, it won't build up. The reason I'm running it so hard right now is I need the money to buy equipment and stuff. I probably won't run this as hard after a couple of years. I might not run it hard next year so that the water builds up and then I can push the crap out of it going forward. Once you get water built up in there, it tends to last longer. I have no idea why. I could turn everything off and get it built up, but like I say, I need money come the next January. I didn't want to borrow money, but I've had to borrow some money to make this run right. And so I need to get that paid off. The reason I borrowed money is in order to there's two ways to get equipment. You lease it or borrow money and buy it. It's a whole lot cheaper to borrow money and buy the equipment than it is to lease it. So that's why a lot of it's that way. Also, a lot of my equipment's getting kind of old. So I'm going to have to upgrade it because I'm having to spend, I didn't record it, but I spent $34,000 to repair a tractor the other day. And, that's a pretty good chunk of change that you buy a new one on. I know there's ways to get around that, but I'm just playing base game on that part. All right, once you get this running, it distributes, like I say, titanium, magnesium, silicon over to the smelting plant. What does the smelting plant do? The smelting plant produces enriched uranium, titanium alloys, and glass. Now, the reason this one isn't running is, even though I've got it split up into threes, I don't care. That just works in. I could build 3 of these plants and you still get the same production. So what's the point? I'll live with what I get through it. Right now, I can't keep the ones running I got, so I can't get enough water. Right now, this one is short magnesium ore and titanium ore. What is glass? Glass ain't running because it's full. So nothing's running there. This right here has got to get rolling. And once the water shows up in here, it gets enough water to run once, which will be 25. It'll run a cycle. And it'll pump some stuff out. And then that'll make it trickle down to here, which takes you to the electronics plant. Now, the electronics plant, as we look on the side, is stuffed with everything. From silicone to glass to titanium, and it's got all of the crap. Why ain't it running? Because I'm running base game production chains. This happens to be the last production to get electricity. I have no electricity. There may be a way to transfer it from other places to here. I don't know what it is. And honestly, I don't really care. I'll make this run the way it is, and I'll show you guys what's going on here in a minute. But what goes on this, what the object here is you want to output overdrive motherboards is the object. Overdrive motherboards are worth at today's prices. I got a lot of liquid oxygen, 2,800 on that. Carbon monoxide ain't worth nothing. Let's see. Motherboards. There is the object. That's how you make the 10 million. Thing is, it costs a lot of money to make the 10 million. Let me show you. As you can see, I'm losing money every single month. The reason for that is these productions. These productions are expensive to run. So anybody that's listening to this for any amount of time knows I'll put up a solar panel to help offset production costs. Well, my solar panels are generating around 17 to 20,000. My production costs alone are running in the 18, 19, 20,000. So next time we get January and I got 100K, I'm going to buy another solar panel to offset that a little bit. You can see my vehicle running costs are outrageous. That's because I'm running old equipment. You see a new vehicle charge right there. I had a problem. I can't even remember what it was. I was in the midst of grieving. I don't know what I bought. Oh, I needed a I needed a pallet forks. I couldn't move pallets I needed. And so I was like, you know what? If I was on Mars and needed a set of pallet forks, I'd get some metal from something and make it myself. And that's why I bought it. Outside of the January, everything else. The other thing here is they're charging me for water. Even though I'm making my own water. I mean, I get over it. You know, it is what it is. Another solar panel will take care of that. All right. So here's my other fuel refinery depot. Why did I do that? This one here, the only thing it's doing though is it's using diesel fuel that I'm sending out over the network to make methane, which we need methane, and then it's using the methane to extract water from stones. Over here are my latest incarnations of stuff. My manure goes certified. I need to fill it up, but I'm just showing you guys what it does. I can put my manure here, make solid fertilizer, or take slurry, make solid fertilizer. If I need liquid fertilizer, I need to take water. There's where all the water is going. Once that gets full, I'll have plenty of water. Anyway, and if I need liquid fertilizer, which I will because I'm going to change the planter next January to a liquid fertilizer planter. And I'll probably also change my regular fertilizer to a sprayer. And that it's just a little bit easier to handle. But I don't know. I might leave it the same too. I don't know. All right, this is another one. This is a mod I really like. There are a lot of mods that have come out similar to this. And I think they're all emulating it now, even on 25. This is like, it allows me to bring basically everything together. Base game stuff. And I built this up on the ridge next to the area where I got to sell stuff. And basically what this does is it'll take the stuff that you have out in your production chains, and if it's having, it'll move the stuff around for you. And then it lets you send the stuff out, distribute the fabric or whatever you're doing. Really very handy. I'm storing strawberries right now. I want to keep those because I need the strawberries whenever I open up the bakery. And here I am making my own pig food. As you can see, that's one harvest in there. So if I really need to get out of the wheat thing, I can produce a lot of wheat quickly. The funny thing about this sugar beet crap is the sugar beets. I didn't raise a crop of sugar beets. They're often doing contracts earlier in the game, so that worked out good. Same thing with a little bit of potatoes. So anyway, let me go over here and I'll show you the actual animals I have. Now I will simplify this once I hit the number I need for the challenge. I'll figure out what I can do, and I'll start selling off in January. I'll sell off some of these in order to get newer stock. As you can see right now, the TMR is 2100. I threw some hay in there. I'll show you all this. I started the cows outside, as you know. Started the pigs, started all outside. Our sheep are doing really well. Got 2 sheep barns. I'm probably over the number on sheep already. Pigs, I had issues with getting them rolling. I couldn't get my pig food produced fast enough. I couldn't buy it, so we had a couple of months there where the pigs suffered. As you can see, they are getting better now. Chickens, I got more chickens than you can shake a stick at. I don't know why the eggs are showing up that way, but I got a lot of eggs. The chickens are getting fed barley. You can also give them sorghum, but I don't use it. I usually go with barley because I can use barley for other things like seeds. I can fill up everything I need to barley, and I'll start saving barley off for the challenge at some point too. And here's more pig food. All right, that's basically covers all that stuff there. Now let's go over and first thing, this is one of my fuel refineries. I'm going to set off a couple of those. These spinneries, whenever they're in production, the sign spins around. So the two without the sign spinning, whenever January rolls around, we'll sell them. And then what I'll do is I will expand these fields on out and to see if I can get a little more production out of them. There's where all my animal pens were. We've already got all that laid out. This was supposed to be auto unload, but for some reason it will not unload at the train station. So also it needs work. So let's go over here and see what work we need. And get that done. Workshop options, 800. See, there's $20,000 worth of repairs on that thing. This thing's 10 years old. And I mean, I like it, but it's time to move on because I got to repair it like 2-3 times a year now. All right. So what I'm planning on doing with these to make it where I can automate them a little bit is it ain't gonna go over there. See, for some reason it doesn't like auto. The AI workers don't like going over here. So what I do is I'll send it to there and then manually take it the rest of the way. What I'm planning on doing to fix that though is I can build a silo right here. I haven't done this, so I don't know if it'll work. I can build a silo right here and make it so I can dump, and then I'll use elevator or conveyor to get to dump it into the train station. All right, next, I'll show you all the mine. This is the Martian Stone Mine. It's upstairs. I've come pretty close to being able to automate this. There is a way to have this run all the time when you're not in it, but I don't mind because a lot of times I'll get in it and start it running and go make supper or do whatever. Right now, I still got it set up to run stones into one of the water extraction units. I got 2 of them. So what I'm going to do though is I want to put my stones into the other thing. So I could attach all these together, but I found if you attach them all together, then you'll come over every once in a while, and the infamous farm sim gravity will move everything around, and you'll have to reset everything. And it doesn't have to move it much, so then it won't be on the conveyor. Whoop. I was trying to come out. All right, so it goes up there. And when I did this playthrough on the Xbox, I didn't do this. I got a big Volvo with a huge bucket and mined this stuff legit with that way, legit sort of, and did it by literally by the bucket load. So anyway, then whenever I want or need stones over here, I just roll this up under here. Here's my little Toyota that I'm having to make the trips with. Don't have any, I'm not loaded yet, so let's pull up here. Liquid oxygen is not enough for a full load, but I'll go ahead and get it since I'm here. I'll wait on the rest. All right, what's going on up here is I'm getting ready to plant a bunch of trees. The way you do this is very simple. You make a field and you turn an AI worker loose in the field. And he'll plant till he runs out of trees. This is what I bought in order to, I needed to buy another one of these in order to run this tree operation. As you can see, I've already been planting some, 200-300. So normally the production on this, the max amount is 316. By me doing it this way, I can get 948. The thing I don't know is if you look there at the bottom, it says there's 71% left. The thing I don't know is once it runs past 315 right there, does it start pulling out the stuff in the front or not? We're gonna try it, but I got to make the field. And I'll do that. I'll do that when I'm not recording my voice, and I'll just time lapse it and show you. So I'm doing this to try to get a jump on the trees, get them planted. I'm gonna put trees up here, trees everywhere, as a beautification project, so to speak. While I'm up here, let's take the bird's eye view and take a look at everything. As you can see here, got a lot of stuff going on. I got sunflowers right here. I think that's canola. We got harvested barley, all sorts of stuff. We're harvesting there. So we got mulching projects to do. We got a lot of stuff to really keep going. Oh, one last thing. I baled all the straw, so I'll probably hit up against the bale limit at some point. And so, and it was a lot of straw. I mean, a lot of straw. Close to 300 on straw. So see, I'll stop here and then drive over and dump it. I wasn't going to use that fuel storage. I'm going to use it because I need a place to buy diesel fuel over here, or fill up with diesel fuel. You can see one of my fields there. That's a grass field. What I plan on doing though is I'll put a silo over here somewhere, and then I'll use conveyors to get it over to the proper dump area. May even take two. One's for liquids and one for solids. And so then it'll dump it. Let's see, I think I have one more thing to show you guys. Let me look here. No, I got it. There's that pile of hay that I haven't used all of it. I got a pig feed silos. That one's over there. I'll cover that later. I would like to cover the robot. One of the tricks that I learned is you take your straw, pile it up on the drop area, and then, okay, I know I'm full of straw. I got bales sitting on top. When I don't have bales, I know I need to go throw some more over there. This area makes the TMR. I'm presently out of silage. So what I do with this is the same concept. I bring these over, and they're wrapped, but they won't go in until they change to silage. So I need to make some more silage next time I cut hay. Anyway, that's most of it. I'll cover the rest. I plan on recording more and more voice recordings, so we will. I'll go on from there. This will be kind of the intro to the fast forward intro to the time lapse of me doing some work. So don't forget to follow, give me a thumbs up, and thanks for watching.